Some of you with a good memory will remember this. This is the CarPodGo Pro T3 Pro something or other. This is the best Apple CarPlay Android Auto screen I have tested to date. The screen is fantastic. Refresh rate 60 frames a second. It's the touch response is brilliant. So that's that. The size isn't great. It's not a huge depth or anything. So here's my iPhone 12 Pro Max for scale. It's good. Sits up on the dashboard, does all my navigation and all this, that and the other. So, CarPodGo sent out its little brother. 6.99 inch. From the corner to corner. 1000 nits. That'll be good in the sunlight. So, we'll put that to one side. I will be needing that shortly when we get it connected up. They also sent out some cable, a Bluetooth adapter with auxiliary, I believe, and a rear view camera. Now, most cars from about 2010 onwards, probably some even before, have a rear view camera, so you probably won't need that. But most cars of that age have got, oh, well, we'll get into it. So there's optional extras. The only thing that didn't come with it was a mount, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. So we're just gonna, the box is nice, as always. It's like a very Apple-esque, the box, so that it's not just a cheap cardboard box. So you get that. Instructions, multiple languages, I believe. English, German, French, Spanish, and probably Chinese. So here in France, they'll be well catered for. Where are we? Come on, France. Français. Présentation du produit. Spécification technique. Contenu de l'emballage. So you get the screen. Unit d'affaires. I've been in France for so many years, I still can't spell. Cable de données USB, adapteur, manual d'utilisation, camera de recueil, receptor Bluetooth, and the emitter for radio. So, yeah. It is very, very iPhone-esque. And when I opened it out of the box, I thought, it's obviously got a screen protector on it. I mean, I'll peel that off shortly. I thought to myself, why would you want something like this when you've got something like that? Surely you just use your phone, wouldn't you? It comes with a USB-C power cable and an adapter. I don't know what the adapter is in the end of it. Let's have a quick look. If I can get this bag open. Does it go in the back so that you can change the angle of the cable? The angle of the dangle. So that can go in there. And you put your power cable in there and it runs out the bottom rather than sticking out the side. Yeah, good idea. So yeah, it's MagSafe. It's got a MagSafe mount on it. So yeah, it's magnetic. They didn't send a mount with it. When you look at these on the website, these are about $120. I didn't switch it to euros, so I didn't see what it was. That is pretty much just what comes in the box. So all these others are optional extras. So the rear view camera with the cable kit, the adapter. They do an FM transmitter. If you've got a car that's really old, that doesn't have any auxiliary inputs or anything like that, you can plug in a FM transmitter which has got power sources on it as well. Yeah. But what we're going to do is we're going to peel the screen thing off. Oh, listen to that. I'll keep this because, as I said in other videos, when I've done with all these items, I tend to give them away. Now, I kept that one because that is fantastic. Worked really well when we was on holiday. Really chuffed to bits with that one. This one I'll give it away because I've no need to keep it. But yeah, it's really nice. The screen's nice again. Now, it does say in the instructions that to make sure that you use USB-C with a power adapter that will make it 9 volts. Don't use 5 volts on the Didn't really want to rip all this out, but oh well. I'll coil it back up and put it back in the box when I've done. Yeah, it says using it on 5 volts will damage the unit, so make sure that your USB-C is USB-C car adapter, which they suggest using the power socket stroke cigarette lighter socket. I've got my Blue Yeti power station over here, so I'm just going to plug it into that because I've got 100 watts on the USB-C. So I plug it into there. Into there. Here we go. CarPodGo. Language, I'm going to put it in English to start with. And all the settings. So what have we got here? We've got CarPlay. Connect your iPhone to Bluetooth. So it brings up all the names and everything. Let me just do the brightness. So light sensor off. 1000. So that's your 1000 nits. Brightness. So that's that. Wallpaper you can put. Custom logo. Theme 1 or theme 2. That's theme 2. That's theme 1. Screen, you can do all the hue, saturation, contrast. You can't do this on the T3 Pro. So then you got the camera. We can set that up in a minute. Tire pressures. I didn't see that as an option, but yeah, system. So language, we can change it to French. Date and time. I'm assuming that when Wi-Fi settings, nothing, IP address. So I can get onto the Wi-Fi here, but not going to do that just yet. So we've got Bluetooth. Right, let's get my phone. Have a look at the Bluetooth. I should be able to see it down here, because that's the thing for that other device, but this one, here we go. Pairing request, pair, allow contacts to sit, allow, pairing request, connect to CarPlay, connected. Was it really as simple as that? Perhaps not. It says we're connected. Connected. Ah, here we go. There we go. CarPlay. It just took a little bit of waking up. So we've got everything on here. We've got the phone, music, messages, now playing Google Maps, Osman Maps, Spotify, ULIS, which is the toll badge, and WhatsApp. I've never used WhatsApp on here, but let's just have a look at Google Maps. We'll do a search. It's picked us up at our house. We'll do a search for... I just want an address. I don't really want search then, do I? Route options, map colours, satellite map. Yeah, there we go. Satellite map. And again, the screen is really responsive. There is a little bit of lag, but there's a bit more lag on this one than there was on the Pro, but then you're not paying for the Pro prices, are you? Let's go back to that one. Recenter. And then I want to do a search for, let's put in Ladinat the Long. There we go. I don't really want to start, so we'll come back. So that's that. You can then scroll back this way. You can have what you've got playing and your maps on there. You can have a clock with reminders set on it. That says it's the time. Is it the time? 12:13, yeah. it does seem pretty good. The screen, again, it's fantastic, the screen. It's the same as, you know, the screen on that other one. It's bright. I've just had to turn the brightness down so you can see it on the camera. Osman Maps, that will come up. This is my map navigation of choice when we're off-roading. Come back out of there. So we've got music. I can go into the music that's on my phone. I won't play any of it. You can see it's a little bit random. And then we can go to Spotify. Spotify is loading. There we go. Got all your audio books. This is my... Now the sound was coming out of the phone. I'll get to that in a minute. So we can come. Let's come back out of here. Let's go to back out there. Home. Go to settings. It might say it in the Bluetooth settings. So, oh no, because I'm paired to it already. It's auto connect as well. So when I jump in the car, it will just come back on straight away. And for some reason, it's just come back to this screen. But it'll all be in the settings. So, what's this? This is the settings for the map. Just keep coming back to it. You've got your calendar. No events today. That's the highlight of our life. No events today. We're very, you know, now playing. This is saying what's playing on Spotify. But I won't be going into that because I don't want to be getting copyrights. Yeah, so that is it. The more CarPlay apps you've got on your phone, this is CarPlay and Android Auto, so both Android and iOS, Apple. So yeah, ULIS, that's my toll badge. Shows you where the toll no, this is motorway area. And then you can do electric and parking. It's a little badge that's in the car, so you just drive up to the barrier. The barrier flicks up, you go through it, and then it just logs your car going through it, and then you pay at the end of the month. So that was really handy when we went on holiday. So yeah, it works really well. I haven't got a mount for it, so I won't be showing it in the car. Right, I've had a little bit of a fiddle about with it. I think I know why the car can't get the camera working. It's got a 12 volt trigger wire on there, so obviously that gets triggered when you put it into reverse. So you wire that up to a reverse or just a switch or a 12 volt power source if you want it that powered up all the time. I was thinking about it. I thought, no, that's going to need power, and it's not going to get enough power from this unit. So yeah, that wants a 12 volt power. I'm not doing with that today. So yeah, you'll get a nice little gestures there. So you just swipe your finger across. You've got your lines. I don't know how accurate it's going to be. Probably not very. But yeah, it is what it is. And then you just press back, and then you've got everything else on there. So yeah, that's all pretty good. And then last but no means least, we've got this, which has got its own little user manual. Can't get it out. Anyway. So this is a Bluetooth auxiliary. So if you've got an older car that's got like an auxiliary input socket, 3.5mm, you can plug that into the auxiliary, plug that into a USB. Now, if you get an adapter that's got the USB-C plus the USB-A, that can get powered by the same adapter. Because what happens is, this is basically just a display. Now, it does show it in the settings. If I come back, go to the settings, Bluetooth, no, sound, I want sound. So you've got Bluetooth, which is Bluetooth from your phone to the screen. So you'll see all your CarPlay stuff on the screen. Now for audio, oh, it's come out of it. I think it's because I waved my fingers over it. It's a bit sensitive. You've got auxiliary, which is using this. And it must have a timeout on it or something. So you got this, and that shows that plugged into the bottom of a telephone, but I don't think that's going to work because that's USB-A, I believe, that one. So what you would do is plug that into the auxiliary socket of your car, that will go into the USB power. So the CarPlay will go from your phone to the screen, and then the sound will go from your phone to this gadget, which will then go straight into your car stereo system if you've got an auxiliary. If you haven't got the auxiliary socket and you haven't got Bluetooth on your car, you're going to have to use one of these, which is the FM. I don't know if you can even see that. Let me just darken the screen a little bit, see if you can. Wrong way. Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen anyway. The actual FM transmitter receiver. So yeah, that's how you would get it connected up to a car that is old and doesn't have any of the various inputs. So yeah, if you've got an auxiliary socket, it's easy. If you haven't got, if your car's really old, you can get the FM transmitter, plug it into a cigarette lighter socket, and connect this to the FM transmitter receiver, and then you tune that into the same radio station on your car. Not ideal, but it works. So that's it in a nutshell. Can't say much more than that. It is fantastic. I say, when I opened it up, I thought, oh, what's this for? Because you might as well just stick your phone on your thing. But it has got its advantages. It's got everything on. You ain't got to scroll through your phone. You can just touch on the thing, swipe across. When you've got your camera wired up properly, you can just swipe across that way and it'll bring up a rear view camera. So the only reason it's not working is because I've not wired it up with a 12-volt trigger wire. So it needs a bit of 12 volts to power up the camera. But yeah, fantastic. Can't say much more. Links will be in the description. I will probably give this to the neighbours down the road. So 2 thumbs up. Thanks again to CarPodGo. CarPodGo, I think what they're called. Yeah, this is the CarPodGo Mini. Fantastic. There you go. Can't say much more than that. Catch you in the next video. Bye. Bye for now.